Aloha, Rich Halverson here. This is ITS128, and this is the first video of fall semester of 2024. And I'd like to just introduce you to the course and how the grading policies and so on. So let me share my screen. Okay, so if you go to La Lima, you should see the course up at the top here. If not, it's not there. You can click the little number pad icon up here in upper right, and it should be listed here. It's not listed here. Just let me know. Just email me. Um, so if you click on, uh, we're using uh, La Lima as the learning management system. So everything, this is really your central point of contact for everything in the course. This is where all the documentation is, and specifically, it's basically these first four tabs here on the left. So the overview tab, if you click on the overview tab, you see the syllabus. This is when and where the course is. No matter what section you're in, you're welcome to come to the Tuesday 1:45 to 3 o'clock Copico 101A, and or it'll be on Zoom. Um, I actually did make a video yesterday. Today is Wednesday, and it didn't record properly, so that's not going to happen again. But that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this video now. There will be a playlist, and the first video of the playlist, which is this one, once that's uploaded, this will turn into a link. These are the two of us are sharing duties in this class. You can contact either one of us, but you are either in this section, which is my section, or these two sections are Mr. Teho Yum's sections. And so you can first try to contact us individually. I'll get more to that when I go over the email section here. This is the textbook. For me, you can text me no matter what section you're in. You can text me if you have any questions on anything, and if it's a question specific to Tejo, then I can find out the answer for you. Um, so I'll go over this more of this later, but here's the schedule. The schedule is here, and there's it's these due dates are mainly for pacing. You can submit your work after the due dates, just as long as everything is submitted by this day, December 20th. This is the breakdown. There are these three types of activities in the textbook, which we'll get to. Excuse me. This document here, which I'm referencing and going through, making sure I'm covering everything, is available here with this link. So, all right. So, it's important. It's important that you fill out this weekly engagement, do these weekly engagement assignments this week and next week. And basically, they're just, answering some question like briefly summarize what you learned, in one or two sentences. And it doesn't matter what you put, just you put something, and it's not going to be graded. I mean, I'll look at them, but and you can make some sassy comment if you want to. It doesn't matter. I just want to know that you're here. We have to do that. This for federal requirements now. It has to do with whether we actually have the number of students that we say we have and all that kind of stuff. The textbook is right here, and before you ever sign up for a Zybooks textbook, you would get something that looks like this, and you can create an account if you want to, or no, you If you don't have an account, then you have to create one. But if you've already created an account, it'll look like this, and you only have access to the first chapter here, which is enough to get you started. Um, and then after you pay, it looks like this. So that goes away. Let's see. So it costs $89. Let's see. I'll go through this Zybooks more down here, but let's finish going through the La Lima here. The grade book contains will show your progress, and this will be updated every week. And you do all your work in Zybooks, which you'll see if you click on my activity. You can see there's different participation activities, challenge activities, and Zylabs. We'll get to those in a moment. But those points are all recorded here. And there's these chapter programs. These are the labs, these lab things, and I'll go over that in a moment. If you go back to the overview, you can see what the point level breakdown is for those different kinds of activities here. So 20% or 30%, and so on. So that's Gradebook Classic. Email. If you want to send an email to anybody in the class, you're entitled to do that. And this is just your section. I've got the other two sections, or you're entitled to see the students in your section, but you're not entitled to see students in any other section. So we have to be very careful about that in La Lima. And I also don't want to show anybody's name, but if you click on roles, then here there's instructors and there's students, and there's there are no teaching assistants in this course. But if you click on instructor, you see there's either me or Tejo. And so if you click on student, you'll see the list of students, and you'll have the same kind of checkbox here where you can select everybody and then unselect people and so on. Now, for me, I'm in the student section as a student in this section here. If you're in 31870, I'm in here as a student. And so you're going to see me in there. So if you want to send an email to the rest of the class and you don't want me to see it, then make sure you uncheck me. And that's just fine. You guys can start conversations without me. All right, so that's the email, and resources will contain playlists from previous semesters, and also sort of a spreadsheet. There's a spreadsheet here that will show you will identify places, or the actual places within the videos that go over the labs. Okay, so those are very helpful, and you'll see those later on in future videos. And as I make new videos, I'll be adding those to that list. All right. So Zybooks, let's go over Zybooks a little bit. It's got we have these three different kinds of activities. Let's open up chapter 1, and let's start out with the first one here. And we see that you should probably watch this. But these participation activities, you just need to click through them, pay attention and click through them. And this is showing more or less how a program executes. You have a statement here, one statement to get some input, another statement to get some input. You take those two inputs, you add them together, and you store them in a variable called Z, and then you print out Z, and printing out Z makes it appear on the output screen. Oh, that's how a program works. That's great. And look, I got a check mark here. So that means I got the points. If I go back here, I can see that I got points now there. Let's go through. You should, of course, read these things. Talks about the Python interpreter. You can actually load an interpreter on your computer if you want to. It's not super necessary that you do that, but you may want to later. This textbook really offers, you can really, I mean, this zyBooks has come a long way. We can do everything in the textbook now, and you can save learning about integrated development environments for a little later, or perhaps in 148. One thing that you want to learn about right away in any language that you're learning is how you write a program to ask the user for some input from the keyboard, and how you print information out onto the screen. So if you go through here, through this one here, this is example executing a Python program again, and all we're doing is we're executing these print statements. See, so these three print statements were executed, and you see that this is how we print hello there, and the little quote marks don't print. It's just what's inside the quotes and so on. And each print statement produces one line. Okay, and so the next print statement is on the next line. Okay, so and here we want to make sure that the surrounding what you want to print in consistent quotes is important. Okay, select the line that'll print this. Okay, well, it's not the first one because what you're printing is not in quotes. It's not this one because the quotes are not consistent. There's a single quote and a double quote. It's this one here. It's one with the consistent quote, single quote, single quote. It can be double quote, but it's got to be consistent. So that's why so now I got the points for that. And what's this one? Oh, that's nothing. Okay, so anyway, you want to leave it that way. Actually, it doesn't matter. I think you get the points anyway. Okay. And then for here, how do you want it to print this whole thing? Well, it's not this. That prints welcome. It's not this because you got to put parentheses around the thing you're printing. In other languages, you don't, but in this one, you do. It's this one here. It's the one where it's got consistent quotes, parentheses around it, and lo and behold, that's the correct answer. And this same here, it's not this one because there's only a single quote at the end. It's not this because the word print is not there. It's not this because it's syntactically not correct. It's this one. There you go. And then here you want to actually write the Python code. If you don't know what's going on first time, just click show answer twice and you say, oh, that's what they want. That's what they're looking for. Okay. Print, single quote, hello, single quote, close, parentheses, and you check, and yes, that's the correct answer. Okay, so I got the points. And then this would be print this, and this would be print this. Same. But anyway, you got to type it. You have to put it in there before you get the points. Okay, so what we've learned is how to print something, and you put it in the quotes there. So now, ooh, look, we have a challenge activity. So let's do this challenge activity. And so I'm supposed to write a program that has 5 print statements to output the following figure with asterisks. Okay, so 5 print statements. It looks like it's one print statement prints this, the second print statement prints this, the third print statement prints this, the fourth print statement prints this, and the fifth print statement prints this. Okay, so we can just go and we type our solution here. We can leave that there. It doesn't matter. This is a comment. It doesn't matter. Or we can take it away. It doesn't matter. Okay, if it lets you. So first I'm going to say print. It looks like it's 5 asterisks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. End quote, close parentheses. And then I'm going to do print, open, quote, asterisk, 1, 2, 3. You know what you can do here? I do that and I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to select that. And I'm going to do a right click and say copy. And then I'm going to go right down here, right next to that quote that I just wrote, and going to do paste. That's asterisk, space, 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 asterisk. Okay. Close the parentheses. And then I've already done this one because it's the same as this one. So I'm going to copy this, copy, and I'm going to put that down here, paste. Okay, so that's now I've done this. And now I got to do this, but this is the same as this, which is this second one. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go down to 4 here, and I'm going to do a paste. And I'm going to press enter because I want to have one more line there. And this one is the same as these other two. So I'm going to grab one, copy, and then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go paste. And there's my program. 5 print statements. Let's see if I got the points. Run. Oh yes, all the tests passed. So I got the points. So we'll come right back to this, but let's go here to see our progress. Refresh this. Oh, here we go. Look at this. I've got 13 challenge percentages and 7 participation. Okay, so you want at the very end, you want to have these participations be 100% all the way down. There's no reason why. You just got to click through them and just fill it in, click through it. And then that's 20% of your grade or whatever it is. Let's go back here. That is 20% of your grade. All right, so let's go back to those. Let's do some more of this because I'm gonna get out the way down to the lab. Oh, I'm working on this one here. Okay, so we looked at that on printing. Okay, let's go further. Output variables and multiple variables. Okay, so now we're going to learn more about this print statement and the variables. So here, if we click through this, we see first we declare a variable called wage and we store the value 400 in it. And then we're going to print this quote, we're going to print that out. And then after that, we're going to print out whatever wage is. There's no quotes, so there's no quotes here. So that means it's the actual variable that you're printing out. Okay, so when this thing executes, we see, oh, this is what printed out. Your daily wage is $, and then there's a space there because the comma produces a space. And then it prints out whatever the value is for wage, which is 400. See, so and this over here means that when this statement executed, when the first one executed, it allocated a variable called wage in the RAM memory, and it actually stored the value 400 into that RAM memory location. Okay, next, when I click this arrow, it's going to create another variable called weekly wage, and it's going to put 2,000 into that variable. And then after that, it's going to first print a $, and then it's going to print whatever the value wage is, which is 400. And then after that, it's a comma. Then it's going to print this, which is going to be, that. And then it's going to print whatever this value is for this. And then it's going to print out per week. So let's click and see. Weekly wage, 2,000, then it executes that. And lo and behold, it's printing all that stuff out. And that's the execution of the program. See, that's how it works. Got my points. All right, so you want to go through these a little bit. What's the output of the code? Number of wheels is 4. Print number of wheels. It's going to be 4. No, you don't need quotes. If you put quotes there, it would actually just print the word NUM underscore, wheels. You want to print the value, so you don't put the quotes anyway. So this is the answer. Here it's going to print number of wheels, space numbers. This one. Okay. Why isn't it this one here? Because the comma makes a space in there. And there's no space there. See, that's wrong. There's no space. So it's this one. Um, oh, see, look here they're trying to trick you in those spaces. Pick up the vehicle type, pickup truck, right there. And then the vehicle type, which is pickup truck, it's this one. And then the word has, and then number wheels, which is 4. That's the 4. And then the word wheels. So that's the correct answer. Okay, so that's how this works. Write the most direct single line of code using the variables below. Do not include any numbers in your. Oh, I want to print uh number of apples, colon, end quote, comma. You can put a space here or not. That doesn't matter. There's going to be a space that appears in the output. Oh, and I'm supposed to put num underscore apples. Okay, close the parentheses. Really? Hold on a second. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna put let's say CMD. I'm gonna put where's my CMD? I'm gonna say Python 3. Do I have a Python 3? Oh no, I don't. Do I have a Python? Let me try this again. Python. There we go. I got a Python. Okay, it's Python 3. Okay. On another computer I use, it's Python 3, but I'm on this computer. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to say, let me just, what am I trying to prove a point here? Yes, I am. I think that this works fine. Okay. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click and I'm going to do a right click and execute this Python statement. And what happens? Oh, I have to define number of apples first. So first I'm going to execute these. Let me copy this. I'm going to click this here and I'm going to paste that. Okay, executed these 3 statements, enter. And now I'm going to execute this statement here. Copy. And I'm going to click here and I'm going to do, see, no comma. I mean, no space, and look, it works. Number of apples, space 3. So, boo-hoo. Anyway, you gotta just do what they say. So I'm gonna put a space there. Click check, and oh great, now I got it. Anyway, so let's so that's printing variables, and so here let's see, write the output generated by the print statement using the variables shown below. That's we've been doing this. Print. Oh, we're supposed to say what is being printed. UR space 22 space years old. Good, he's a good boy. Period. Okay. All right. Very good. Um, Pet, what's the pet name? Gerald. Gerald space the space dog space is space 22. Wow, that's an old dog. Pet period. All right. So this is if you want to keep it all on the same line. If you want to keep it all on the same line, you don't want it to print a new line. You have to put this whole big thing at the end after what you want to print. So this will say print hello world, and then after that it'll put a space, but it won't won't do a return, and then it'll after the space it'll do my name is. So that's this right here. This is this. So I guess this comma thing doesn't. Anyway, that's interesting. I wonder. No. Anyway, okay. So so and you'll be using all this a lot. This is how you can actually put new line characters in. See, this is going to print the word name followed by the tab key. That's what the backslash T is. Backslash N is a new line character, so on. Okay, let's do this one here. Type the program's output, print. See, don't need this anymore. Print, let's start it up. Make sure you do this. Okay, so I'm supposed to say what is printed here. Well, this is printed. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna cheat here, be lazy, paste. And then we better make sure we create a new line. So let's go back over there and press the enter key. And then I got all the points. So you got all the points. What's the next one? Type N is good. N is good. Enter. Oh, what did I do? Oh, forgot the period. So what happens when I get it wrong? It tells me I forgot the period. I'll click next. So I still get a chance to do it. Oh, they changed. Look, now it's Joe is happy, period. So Joe is happy, period. Check. Oh, there I go. Okay, got the 2 points there. All right. So this now we're talking about input. And so that's this thing right here. So this is going to first print out name of my best friend, and then it's not going to output and enter. It's not going to do a new line. It's going to stay on the same line, and then it wants you to type this in, or you type something in and press enter, and that value gets what you type in gets stored into this variable, except the enter doesn't. And then this prints it out where this will print out on the next line because when you entered something in, you made it go to the next line. And so, for example, if I copy this, copy, and let me go over here and I'm going to do paste. All right, so I'm going to see what happens when I didn't enter anything in. Anyway, forget that. All right, so click through this. So that executes and this thing gets printed out, and then that executes, then this executes, and the person types in Marty McFly right here, and it gets stored into this variable called best friend, which is this variable. So the letters Marty McFly are stored there, and then when this thing executes, it hasn't executed yet. This is what the computer printed out. This is what the user typed in. And then the user pressed the enter key, and now we're about to execute the last statement, which is where it executes that and it prints out Marty McFly. So that's how an input works. What is the value of dog name after the following code executes? So the answer is whatever value was entered by the user, or dog name is never assigned a value. Well, it's the first one because this is what they're asking the user for it. So click, that's the correct answer. Which statement reads a user entered string into variable numcars? It would be this one. Complete a statement that reads a user entered string into variable my var, my underscore var equals input open close. Okay. Now you're probably wondering why they have the open close in there. Is that covered here? Here, it's covered down here. For an input, you can put something inside those parentheses, and then it's actually going to output that just before you ask it, or just before it asks you. So because this executed, see, when this statement executes, first this executes, and that asks the user to type something in, and before it's ready for the user to type it in, it actually prompts the user with this. So first this gets printed out, and then the user types in a 12 followed by an enter, and that is what goes there, and that is because it's a string, it's the character 1 followed by the character 2. It is converted into an integer, a value of some, that can where you can do math on it. You can't do math on character 1 followed by a character 2, but you can do math on the value 12. So that's what's going on. That's what this int is. So that stores the value 12 in there. And then so that's why here we have a value for hours and we have a value for weeks. And what this is going to print out salary is. It's going to print out salary is this. And what is that? That is going to be 12 times 40 times 52. Okay. And so, so you can do math on it. And we basically multiply all these values together. And anyway, so that's input with a prompt. Now, what did I skip up here? Oh, converting that int thing. It's like what is that? Well, you're converting these characters 1, a 2, and a 3 into the value 123. So you can click through this and understand what's going on there. This thing prints out, and then this thing goes there, and the person types in an 8. And so there's an 8 there, but it hasn't been stored into wage yet because it still has to be converted into an integer value. So let's see how it represents that. Okay, 8 goes in there. All right. And then now it's able to take the 8 and add the value 10 to it to make 18. And that's why the 18 goes there. prints it out there. Anyway, got the points. Let's see. So that's and then we talk about the input prompt, and that's it. What is this last couple of challenges here? Okay. Okay, you can look at that. You can run it. See what that is. Change the input. Get a different output. All right. Read user input and print to output. Program reads integers, these two integers, and then you're supposed to complete the program to use this to read the integer here from input, and then use print to print out the product of all of those. And this tells you use the asterisk to do the multiplication, just like we did up here. In fact, it's just exactly like that, isn't it? Here, here we're asking the user num1. Here's we're asking for user num2, and what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to ask for user num3, I guess. So it's like user, I gotta go here. Okay. I can leave that there or get rid of it or leave it below. Anyway, user num3 is equal to integer of input. And I don't need the comment. And then I want to output. Okay, so I'm going to do print user num1 times user num2 times user num3. I believe that's the answer. Yeah, that's the answer. All right, very good. This challenge activity consists of a series of auto-generated and randomized questions allowing unlimited submissions. You must correctly answer a question at each level before proceeding to the next level. The first level is to familiarize you with how the auto grader works. Okay, so start one. This might be click the start button. Oh, start button. There we go. Click the start button. Now that's step one. What's step two? First, delete the comment. Your code goes here. Okay, I'm going to delete that comment. Okay, I'll delete it. All right. Then copy the following code provided and paste the code into the code window. Okay, so copy this, copy, and paste that dude right here. All right. Note, the code provided uses int paren input paren and paren uses this to read a new value for variable num limes. Number of limes. Yeah, right, limes, not lines. Okay. Then the code uses print to print limes dash followed by the value of num limes in new line. All right, so well, okay, fine. What am I supposed to do? Okay. What's step 3? Click check. Looks like I got the points. Yeah, weird. Oh, gee. Okay. Well, that's wonderful. What's next? Complete the code with 4 more print statements to print the following. I'm supposed to print that? Okay. Well, I'm going to do, I'll get rid of this. And I'll do print single quote 1, 2, 3. Oops, lowercase. T. And then I'm going to want to print this again. Copy. I'm going to do paste. And looks like there's another one. I'm going to paste it right here. And I'm going to take this one. I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to put that in between. So it's going to print T space, 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 T. It's basically going to do this, I hope. And it's okay if there's a space there. It doesn't matter. Let's see if it's right. Ah, good. All the tests pass. I'm going to jump to number 5. Okay. You cannot do this, I don't think, but I can. Okay. Read 3 integers from input and assign the integers that respectively. Then output the sum of the 3 integers. Okay. So I'm going to just be really lazy here. I'm going to, okay. I'm going to do this. Side 1 equals, what's this space? Input, and it's a sum, so I want it to be an integer value. So I got to do this int parentheses, close parentheses around it. I got to do that. So that's going to read side 1. Now I'm going to copy this, copy, and I'm going to paste. Why didn't I paste? Paste. Oh, paste. Okay. Copy. Okay. 2 and 3. So that's 3. So that's going to read 1, 2, and 3 and turn them into integers and then output the sum of the 3 integers. Okay, so just like before, print side 1 times side 2 times side 3. Okay. If that's the example, it's that. If okay, great. Let's check and see if I got it right. Oh, I supposed to sum the values, not multiply the values. So let's make this a plus sign, this a plus sign. All right, now let's check it. All right, very good. Okay, all right, so I'm going to leave it here. And I was in the middle of showing you, going through this due dates. The due dates here are recommended due dates. You can hand stuff in late. This is all auto graded, so you can hand stuff in after the due dates. And the next time I upload the grade book, I will next time I transfer the scores from the from Zybooks to the grade book, your scores will be updated because I go all the way back to the beginning. And for scores that are past the due date, if you haven't done them yet, they'll show up as zeros, but scores beyond the due date will not show up at all. Okay. And scores that show up as 0, you just gotta do them, and then next time they won't be 0. You will receive full credit for everything, all the work completed by this date, which is the Sunday after finals week. There are no assessments that are graded manually in this course at the moment. There's no extra credit either. The reason I do that is because you can do work all the way up to the end, or you can do past work all the way to the end of the semester. If you want more credit for something, if you want more credit, just go back and do some work that you haven't done. The labs are, I want to mention the labs. The labs are all, I was going to do a lab. I'll quickly do a lab here. The labs are 10 points each. And some labs I have a nice, I'm going to do this welcome message lab. Well, at 1.4. Some labs are, I have videos that where I do almost all the lab. Like this one, this lab is going to be it's going to do I'm going to do the entire thing here. So, but then other labs, I'll just do part of the lab and to get you going. And then some labs, I won't do anything. I mean, those labs are there so we as instructors can assess how well we're teaching um, the material. So it's like we want to have something hard enough where many of you perhaps don't get it, but it's just such a small percentage of your grade that it's probably not going to even affect your grade. But what it does is those particular ones are going to be taken and aggregated and used for the course learning report that we need to do every 5 years or so. We need to do that. There's going to be videos from past semesters in the lab assignments. And if at the end of the semester, if you need it incomplete, you can read this here, and that's how that works. All right, so let's do this lab. Write a program that takes the first name as input and outputs a welcome message to that name. Example, if the input is Pat, the output is this. Okay, well, that's pretty easy. Oh, look, they even give us the input. Okay, and then we're supposed to write, we can do print quote, and it can be single quote or double quote. Hey, and then I'm going to go on the other side of that quote there in comma, and then I'm going to say username, just like that. Look at this auto suggest, and then I'm going to go on the other side of the parentheses. I'm going to press enter. Oh, by the way, let's see what this looks like. First of all, let's just run this. Oh, it's waiting for me to enter something. So I'm going to do Barth. I don't know, spell Bartholomew, whatever. Okay, so it says, hey, whatever that is. And so it read it and then it executed it. Okay, but I'm supposed to also print this out. So I'm just going to add that as a print statement. Print, parentheses, quote, can be single quote or double quote, just has to be consistent. You notice that the auto thing fills it in to make sure you're consistent. Welcome to Zybooks! Exclamation point. And that's it. Let's run this. And it's waiting for me to enter something like that. Enter. Prints that out. And so now we can submit for grading. Let's submit for grading. And I got a 10 out of 10. Goes through some tests out some names and stuff. And so now let's go back to the opening. And why didn't it record my lab? Anyway, it's kind of slow sometimes. Check mark there. There we go. Okay, so I got 22%. I got 100% on that lab, and I got these 69% here. I didn't finish them all. I didn't even do those. Okay, anyway, so this takes you through an introduction to the course, and I got you started on chapter 1. We will be covering all the chapters. We're only going to cover chapters 1 through 12. Some of this stuff may show up, some of these optional ones down here. The reason I include the optional ones is that gives you a small taste of what's going to come come about in 148, if you want to take 148. And I don't think your version of the textbook is going to have these hidden ones, but anyway, that's right. I wasn't sharing my screen when I was showing those two. Let me I was pointing out we're going to cover 1 through 12 and 13 through 6 through 18. It will give you a taste of what is going to come with in ITS 148. So anyway, this is the first video. I'll be making more of these videos, and I hope this helps. Thanks for watching.